We've opted to work on a side parting. So from the side or the recession, we've worked directly back to the centre nape. Now, as we want the front to expand longer, given as a triangular line, we need to create a more concave shape in the back. This ensures that whilst we go short in the centre, we expand longer to the outskirts. If we kept a more flatter cutting line, especially with the head down, this will expand forward, giving us a more receding line going forward. Essentially, what that means is when the head's pulled up, the hair will be too short. This will be a problem for us. We continue this process by taking another section, once again knitting it in the same elevation, so joining the guideline to the section above at the zero elevation through the comb. We'll then be cutting our same line, which is the curved concave line. Remember the rules here, we only want to use the tip of the scissor as this enables us to create a more curved line, whereas cutting straight through and taking a lot of hair in the scissor at once will give a more straighter effect to the line. The other thing we want to do is to make sure we're not working with too much tension, which is why we're not combing the hair flat to the neck and cutting against the surface of the skin. This is absolutely fine, you're free to do so, but in my experience I found that there's a lot more refining to do when the hair is dry due to the use of tension, stretching the hair and stretching the skin. Here you'll see again a small amount of hair each time enables me to maintain my precision. So now our section has expanded into the side, which means working over the ear. The shape of the section, it will mirror the shape of the line. So ensure your section is travelling at the angle you want the length to increase at. We start from the centre nape and work all the way forward to the front, one side at a time. We then repeat this on the other side, enabling us to gain control and balance. Again, note the head position being moved, ensuring that gravity is holding the hair to the point where I could almost cut without the comb, because gravity is holding the hair in position for me. Now when I hold the hair like this, I need to tap above the ear and below the ear and above the comb. Now they all help because tapping above and below the ear is about tension, as the hair is being stretched over the ear. But tapping above the comb is about lowering the elevation back to a zero elevation. As we take our final section, we ensure the tension is managed once again by lifting the hair very slightly with the scissor, ensuring that we're not stretching the hair around the ear as we pull down. Double check your work, as often I have a tendency to leave the front a little longer to be safe. So just go through and recheck your work at the end, and you'll have a more clear perspective when there's only a small amount of hair to come off to maintain the precision of your line. We repeat this process on the opposite side, taking our section to mirror, but remember, dampen the hair if necessary. It's important that whatever we did on one side, we do on the other. So if you notice that the hair is slightly dried, do maintain the same levels of moisture. This will enable us to maintain consistency in our tension and helping us to maintain consistency in our overall shape. Now here we come back to the ear again. So you see my sections are mirrored. I tap above the ear, I tap below the ear, my comb is parallel to the section I've taken, and I cut my line. As I work towards the front, I make sure, if anything, I use less tension in this area than others. I often find that the hairline The hair is more sparse, the hair is more subjectable and weaker to lift. Once we have completed both sides, now this gives us the chance to assess our balance. It is vital at this moment that we do check our balance, running directly from the centre nape to the front, ensuring we do have both sides cut to the same length. Using the mirror is a great tool for helping to achieve this. Again, tap above the ear, below the ear and above the comb. Tapping above and below the ear is about the tension, and above the comb is about the elevation. And as you get towards your final sections, I advise that you cut totally freehand. I find that the very last sections tend to jump more than the sections beneath. This is the finished result prior to blow drying. We need to go through and refine the line, remove graduation and ensure we have a consistency to our end result. The first thing we're doing is looking underneath the line. Here you'll see I'm using a pointing technique, using the very tip of my scissor to cut underneath the line, removing graduation, but also ensuring that we take away the small amounts of hair that are keeping the line from looking natural. You can almost see that the little joins from where we've worked connecting the back into the front, etc. These techniques really help to soften and ensure the whole haircut has continuity. This is a process, and to be honest, it does take a little bit of time to get perfect. But the more you do it, the faster you'll get at it. But it is a process that needs doing. It ensures that no matter how our client moves, no matter how the client dries their hair, the line will sit looking neat. So here we have our line, working from a centre nape with a concave line, expanding forward with a more expanded trajectory of our line. We'll go through with our finishing touches, constantly checking and refine our work from different angles, ensuring we do have the correct end result for our clients. Be patient with this. It is worth taking the time on. And here we have our finished result, a triangular line, an A-line bob with a more expanded end result finish, ensuring we go from a shorter position in the centre nape to a longer position at the front, controlled by the degree of concave in our centre nape first baseline section. And this completes today's tutorial, our triangular line tutorial, helping you to know how to map out and control the expansion of length working from the centre nape all the way to the front. We hope you've enjoyed it and we'd like to thank you again for watching. See you soon.